was a little kid, my dad used to take me around the block on racing versions of the original 1973 Kawasaki Z1. We ran the Yoshimura race team back then in the early 70s, and I literally had 5 or 6 of these things in my garage at any one time in various states of disassembly. The Z1 is one of the most iconic motorcycles in my memory. Finally, I'm seeing a credible tribute to that bike in Kawasaki's new Z900 RS. This is it here behind me. It's official. It's coming, folks. Let's take a closer look. Mo first reported on this 1973 Z1-inspired motorcycle when Kawasaki pulled the wraps off its new Z900 RS back on October 15th. It shares a significant amount of its core with the current Z900, and it's powered by the same basic 948cc inline-4 that's been tweaked with shorter duration cam profiles, a lower 10.8:1 compression ratio, and a 12% heavier flywheel mass for RS duty. Kawasaki carefully tuned the Z900 RS to produce a specific sound, more of a strong deep rumble from its megaphone exhaust at idle or riding around at low speeds. And they claim it puts out 110 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 72.6 pound-feet of torque at 6,500 RPM. The engine is tuned for grunty low to mid-range performance, with the Z900 RS delivering fewer peak horsepower but more shove below 7,000 RPM than a regular Z900. As you can see, retro Z1 styling is the entire point of the Z900 RS's existence. Its engine covers were designed to invoke many of the Z1's parts, while the cylinders sport fake fins to make the engine look more like its air-cooled 1973 original. Beneath those retro themes, the RS comes standard with more modern digital fuel injection, ABS-equipped triple-disc brakes, and 2-level traction control system. Specific details such as the teardrop gas tank, round headlight, duckbill tail above the oval brake light, and the dual instrument clusters are all callbacks to the Z1. Yet they each maintain a modern touch. Between the analog speedometer and tachometer sits a multifunction LCD digital screen. The chrome circular headlight uses a convex lens to give it a classic appearance, but the light itself is actually an LED unit with 6 separate chambers, 4 for low beam and 2 for high beam. And finally, that soft look taillight is actually an LED panel diffused to look like an incandescent lamp. The wheels also exhibit a bit of this modern retro trickery. At a quick glance, it looks like the Z900 RS has wire spoke wheels. Look closer and you'll see it actually has cast wheels with spokes that look like wires. Achieving the Z1-inspired fuel tank shape was a key part to the Z900 RS's design. To get it to fit, Kawasaki had to tweak the Z900's trellis frame, moving the upper rails closer together. Once the tank was positioned, Kawasaki began working on the seat design and tail length for a balanced ratio somewhat resembling that of the Z1. Kawasaki also modified the riding position to be more upright than the sporting Z900. Its upper triple clamp is mounted 40 millimeters higher than on the Z900 while reducing trail slightly and making the Z900 RS a bit quicker to steer. In a nod to superior modern dynamics, Kawasaki did decide to keep the Z900's horizontal backlink shock instead of swapping it for a more retro-looking but lower performance Z1-style twin shock design. Overall, we think Kawasaki did a great job of sticking to the original Z1's aesthetic, but the RS's new frame and tank do struggle somewhat to bridge the generation gap appearance-wise. So even cooler than the 1973 root beer and orange retro-themed Z900 RS is the bikini-faired Z900 RS Cafe. Hot on the heels of the new Kawasaki Z900 RS comes a Cafe Racer variant sporting a bikini fairing and lower Cafe-style handlebars. Mechanically, the 2018 Kawasaki Z900 RS Cafe is identical to the regular Z900 RS with the same 948cc inline-4 claiming the same 110 horsepower and 72.6 pound-feet of torque. It's also paired to the same assistant slipper clutch and 6-speed transmission. The Cafe version sports a Kawasaki green paint job with a wide white stripe running along both sides of the tank and continuing to the fairing where it circles around the single headlight. The low black handlebars lend it a more aggressive posture to complement the new fairing, while the new Cafe-style seat is only 32.2 inches from the ground, a little more than half an inch lower than the seat used on the Z900 RS. The Cafe suspension system is the same as on the RS, both bikes sharing their 10-way compression and 12-way rebound adjustable 41mm inverted forks and preload adjustable horizontal backlink shocks with the modern Z900. Dual 300mm front rotors are matched with monoblock 4-piston calipers up front, while the single piston caliper squeezes the 250mm rear rotor. With the added fairing and different seat design, the Z900 RS Cafe claims a wet weight of 476 pounds, which is about 4.4 pounds more than the RS's claimed weight. Motorcycle.com anxiously awaits word from Kawasaki for any U.S. availability or pricing on these two retro machines. So, with the new Z900 RS and Z900 RS Cafe, Kawasaki has really made a strong entry into the retro market. Find out more about these bikes on Motorcycle.com.